guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rianne and I thought it was about time that I actually did a book haul. Today I'm going to be discussing these 4 books. So before I do, I just want to let you know that I read a lot of contemporary romance and a lot of chick lit. So if that's not the genre for you, I completely understand, but that's just my cup of tea. Right, the first one is The Wedding Date by Jasmine Gilroy. Now, I cannot tell you how much I have actually been through to get that book. Tried to order this book in January. Why is it that I couldn't get a copy of it until March? It was sold out everywhere, and I mean everywhere. From the highest of mountains, I went to the hottest of deserts, I swam for the deepest seas. So if this book does not have a happy ending, I'm gonna kick off, and not in a good way. Anyway, I'm super excited to read this. It was been all over Instagram, on everybody's feeds. I've read so many good things about it. It's got such good reviews, so I've got really high hopes for this book. This book is all about Drew and Alexa, who are in San Francisco for a short weekend, and they both cross paths when they get stuck in an elevator together. So Drew is off to his ex-girlfriend's wedding. No, but seriously, why would you want to go to your ex's wedding, and why would they invite you? Anyway, Alexa's in town because she's gonna be helping her sister celebrate becoming partner at a new law firm. Whilst they're in the lift, Drew asks Alexa to be his new fake girlfriend. Alexa agrees, because I guess that's the sort of thing that you do when you're in a lift with a hot boy. At the wedding, they have a fabulous time, but then they obviously have to kind of go their separate ways. Drew lives in LA and Alexa lives in Berkeley, so they don't exactly live close to each other. So they kind of develop feelings for one another, and they start to think, you know, should they do a long distance? Could they do a long distance? Or is this just a disaster waiting to happen? I like a close proximity romance personally, so I am really, really excited to get into this. Just a quick confession, I have looked at the first sort of few pages, and what I see thus far, I don't just like it, I love it. So I'm hoping that it continues like that. There's a lot of flirting and there's a lot of chemistry, which is something that I really, really like in romance. I've read The Proposal, which is also by Jasmine, and that was a little bit more of a slow burn, so I hope that this one's got like quite a high tempo. I'm a little bit impatient when it comes to love stories. Like, let's get into it and let's get into the good stuff quickly. Right, book number 2 is Faking It by Rebecca Smith. I'm not even joking, right? I think Rebecca's probably my new favourite author, and I don't say that lightly because I'm quite fussy when it comes to what books I like to read. Her writing is absolutely hilarious and she writes really, really well. So this book is actually a sequel to More Than Just a Mum, which is the first book in this particular series. I don't normally read series, so, you know, for me to read a series means it's got to be pretty good or pretty decent. This book is all about Hannah Thompson. She's a wife, a mother, and a teacher, but she's also a secret erotica author. Like, really? I'm wondering if I should change what genre I write in. No, I'm fine, because writing sex scenes is not easy, so no, we're fine. She's trying to balance all these different things that are going on in her life, and then she's trying to prevent her friends, her family, her boss, and her students from actually finding out about what she does on the side and the kind of things that she's gotten herself into. Hannah's been asked to speak at SexCon. Do you think that's a real conference? I'm not quite sure, but anyway. Hannah's not very adventurous in the bedroom, if you know what I mean. She don't really get down like that, and she's struggling for inspiration on what to write for her next piece. So I think it's going to be really funny. There's going to be a lot of awkward moments and a lot of Hannah trying to work out what she does and doesn't like sexually, or just trying to work out more about sex in general. A bit of a confession, I'm really impatient when I get new books, so I have actually read the first few pages of the first chapter and it's hilarious from start to finish, so I'm hoping that the book kind of maintains that all the way through, but definitely a good one to watch out for. One is The Accidental Life Swap by Jennifer Joyce. Now, I have got really high expectations for this book, only because I really like reading life swaps and I love watching life swaps. So this book better be good. About Rebecca Riley, so she's a bit of a pushover, but she's a nice girl, and I've got a glamorous boss called Vanessa who's quite, you know, assertive and bossy kind of thing. Vanessa asks Rebecca to go and help with the renovations for her country home. One must have 2 homes, darling, obviously. And whilst Rebecca's there, she's accidentally mistaken for being her boss. So does she go along with it? Does she get away with it? You know, what happens when Vanessa finds out? If Vanessa finds out? I'm excited and I can't wait to get into this. I actually read multiple books at once, so I'm trying to get rid of all of the books that I'm reading at the moment in order to read all of these, so I've got some serious reading to do. My last one is I Heart Paris by Lindsay Kellick. Lindsay Kellick is hands down one of my favourite authors of all time, and she created the I Heart series. The I Heart series is all about Angela Clark. Okay, before I get into this book, I have to tell you about the first book, right? So Angela Clark, she is British and she's a writer. And first book, which is called I Heart New York, she catches her fiance having sex with someone at their best friend's wedding. So she's bridesmaid, she's got high heels on, her feet are hurting her, she goes into the car park. Whilst in the car park, she catches her guy, you know, doing bits with a lady. They have this big showdown, this big confrontation. Then she goes back into the wedding venue, looking a hot mess, hair all over the place, crying, etc. She finds out that her best friend, aka the bride, knew that her man had a side piece. How does your friend know that you've got a side piece and doesn't tell you? Like, girl code number one, like, ditch your friend, honey. And the groom comes up to her and then tries to kind of help calm down the situation. Angela accidentally breaks the groom's hand, like Loki breaks the hand with the high heel. Anyway, so she runs out of there, and then the next day she wakes up and then she wheezes in her fiance's wash bag. Nastiness. Then decides to book a one-way ticket to New York, and then that's when her whole life kind of starts again. She gets this massive makeover. She gets a best friend called Jenny, and then you kind of see how Angela navigates, you know, getting a new job, getting a visa, getting into the New York dating scene, and then she ends up having a hot rocker boyfriend called Alex. So I Heart Paris. This is number 3 in the series, and Angela's been sent on assignment to Paris to kind of do like an out and about piece. But the person that she's working with in Paris basically is a bit of a backstabber and a bit of a bitch, and is trying to mess up her assignment for her own benefit. And Alex end up going to Paris together because Alex is playing a show there, and it's also his 30th birthday, so everything kind of just coincided quite nicely. However, Angela's life basically starts falling apart. She's got problems at work. Her boyfriend's ex-girlfriend, who's also in a band but is sexy as hell, rocks up and basically wreaks havoc in their relationship. So it's a case of, you know, will she manage to get everything back together in time? I love this character because she's so authentic, she's so raw, and everyone can kind of identify with Angela and Angela's story. So I think it's around maybe 6-7 books in the series, I can't remember now, but if you want to find out more about it, definitely look it up because it's quite a fun series to read. Okay, so that's it for this book haul. If you've read any of these books, let me know in the comments below, or even if you've heard about any of these authors, let me know in the comments below. If you do have any book recommendations, I'm always open to kind of try new things. So I'm gonna go now, but I see you guys later. Bye.